Hello, my name is Alejandro Garcia Maynez. Welcome to another video of sociology. Today I'm going to show you the meaning between the sociology and how it's related with the neighbors. Well, when we are doing some proposals on the sociology, we have to take some review about the historical uh, things that every single family have on the neighbors. So maybe it will have more important, it will be more important the neighbors that um, have more time in some neighborhood that the people who are new in a neighborhood. So in the neighborhoods we have some hierarchies that we have to respect because the times decides a lot in the structure of a neighborhood. So something that we study more in sociology, we I'm referring to the things that are characterized by how we express with ourselves with the neighbors. So to let you know how important are the relationships that you have with your neighbors is to understand that everybody is in a line of conscience. This line of conscience depends on the result that we want to others here. So basically what sociology does is to join to the neighbors by expressing their emotions and their feelings. But remember that sometimes these emotions and these feelings can maybe offend to the auditorium, but at the same time, the auditorium, it will be some people that it's going to be agree with the terms. But when the emotions are having an invasion to the bodies for the people that doesn't really understand why are you getting aggressive because some functionaries are not corresponding you to the solutions, then maybe the neighbors are going to be nervous or are going to be disagree because they don't want to damage their ego, and they are not using the meaning of the altar by expressing what they really think, because obviously they think that their security is first. Anybody wants to be in jail, anybody wants to be political persecuted, or anybody wants to offend to any person. But the thing is that when we give this impulse and these emotions to the quorum, then the quorum is going to take a new road into the speech of the sociology. So that is what happens when we have some uh, reunions to the neighbors that for political or sociological or any kind of solution that we can have as a result of this explanation of how the neighbors see to one person in particular. So it's obviously when you have any kind of meeting, it's obviously that you are going um, to give the information that you need, or just maybe to want to listen what the other says. Like it's like saying there is no insects in a mouth that are it's closed, but what really you have to keep silence in certain moments, and why you really wants to get a real speech about what are you telling. So that's why sometimes keeping in silence all the time, it's not very well seen in the society, because if you keep silence all the time, it's obviously that you will get sleeped at the meeting that you are having, or maybe you are simply not interested on what are the others telling. So that's why the communication, it's another principle that we uh, will use on the explanation of the sociology of knowledge and different meanings that we have. So uh, by now, this is my proposed on and my advices that I can give to you when we are speaking about the meetings that have to be made at least 3 months each year for having these reunions with the people that we are interested, or to give more city to the citizens, to give more participation on the political and social uh, agreements. So remember, obviously, almost all the time the political will work at the same, almost all the time, because when we talk about politics, the politics never end because are reformed and restructured a lot of time. So um, maybe I'm looking now like a genius, but the thing is that obviously my ego wants to be a genius, but maybe the altar of the other people will give me a response of maybe I'm not genius. But the thing it's not speaking if I'm a genius on the social sciences, or if someone else it's more genius than me, or if I'm more genius, I'm the most genius. It is not the proposal of this video. The proposal of this video is to understand the differences of thinkings that the neighbors have on a circumstance when we have some meetings, and that happens at the same that happens the same thing into when we are talking about the three powers that are ruling the world. So this conduct of maybe being violent doesn't occur in international organizations so frequently, because obviously the political explanation that we are given to these biggest institutions is going to be more powerful because have more political or religious or economic support. So as soon as we start to get upper and upper, uh, we have to measure of the things that we are telling. If the people start to see that I am violent, start to see that I don't have good proposals, it's obviously that the people or the status quo will not let me enter to the power of domination into the society of domination of any kind of area that it's mentioned on the sociology domination or parts of the domination that the sociology have. So um, this explanation it's by understanding all the meetings, not just particularly the neighborhood meetings, is understanding how important it's to express myself, to analyze the situation in which the Lord put me, and then to give quick responses to the line of consciousness that the people is having, and get and start to think speed, because unconsciousness work very fast, and this working very fast, when the mind works very fast, then the mind starts to get confused into different meanings or into different explanations that can have a big trouble when your emotions are unestablished. So that's why the character and the personality are other two different points of view that will be characterized by ourselves. So the character and emotions are taken when we have like 5 years old. So we sometimes we can change this because the things we are living. But when we have the power to change these things, and we have the power for doing well the things well, we are starting to get more and more ideas and starting to get and transformate my my reality by showing others there are other alternatives of solutions. So that's why maybe when you are offending someone else, maybe the response of that person would be favorable for the people that it's being offended by that person. So it's very important to get sometimes the enemy your friend, and to get this friend more friend. But the thing is that sometimes I think there is no friends in this world, there is just enemies, and the enemies are in charge of doing your life difficult. So we don't need friends, we already have the enemies. So the enemies always will work for destroying you. That it's particular conduct that humans have. It's a natural conduct. It's a conduct that it's just because the brain of the person wants to survive. So for us, this these meanings and these situations that I have been explaining you is because everybody fears the death, like I said in other parts of my videos. So up to here, you have to understand the different perspectives that the humans have. So artificial intelligence is not taking an account of who to you I am talking to you. So maybe the ambient that it's around you doesn't permit you to understand what I am telling you right now. So it depends on how much interest are you taking on these videos, and it depends to how long does this video is going to be published, or if this video is really going to be published. Maybe it can be just part of this alternate reality that media have been taken us into another parallel world. So that's why artificial intelligence and the status quo, it is not something that you can move. You can cheat. You can't cheat the system. So if you can't cheat the system, it's obviously that your destiny it's going to be always the same. So it's like if you are trying to cheat the Lord, you can't cheat the Lord because the Lord puts you in certain situations that will depend on the perspective that you have, on the ideas that you have, on how much peace and how much love do you transmit. The Lord will not take the things that you are doing bad. He will take only the good, and He will put you in certain situations, and you will search out how to solve it. So this is making a little bit some spiritual class, but that is not really my intention. But my intention is not to give you particularly the definition of the sociology. It's given my point of view of what I am looking and how do I look the world. So transmitting this information to the media, it's not easy when you have the media looking or analyzing on this artificial intelligence, analyzing every single movement that you are doing. So this artificial intelligence is already controlling us. It's already it's perpetuate on our minds, and it's having a different results on the reflection that we want. So now talking about the domination, we can't say that the people that it's living is the one who's controlling the world. We can say that the people that it's that controls the world. We can say that a single religion controls the world. Um, the reality is that sometimes the one who controls the love, it's saying I'm the love. When I'm saying I'm the love related to the human development, I start to grow up. And when I said I am love, then my vision of the world will be different and will be not maybe aggressive to the other people. So the ambient and the circumstances that happen in any kind of meeting, it happens at the same time and at the same way. When you have these meetings in any kind of reunion, obviously your body is going to say control yourself, but maybe your ideas said the different things. But the thing is that the mind controls the body will never control the mind. So if you are controlling your body, then you are controlling your mind. So first you have to control your mind, and then you have to control your body. So the people that doesn't control his mind doesn't can control the body. So when you can control the mind, you can control your body, and you can't control your emotions. So that's why your emotions start to grow and grow and grow up and get angry and more angry and more angry and more angry. So that's why sometimes the violence it's taking our fist to the face of the other peoples, because we think that surviving is going to give me that solution. Then this is the moment when the mother or some family or some friend enters to your world and start to saying that this is not the road to taking the triumph and to having a peace or to having the love with your society. So that's what's really happens to these meanings that I have been telling you. So the thing is that my destiny are maybe controlled by the socialization of the things that are happening in our world. And sometimes I will be a little bit repetitive with the things that I am telling to you, because that's the only way you can understand these different situations and this different line of conscience, and how the process of socialization have different points of view and have to be taken seriously. So the thing is that these religious facts and these things that I have been telling you in tutorial videos will be always present. The political things always be present in the sociology, because there is no way to understand a society that it's controlled by their religions, by their beliefs, and all of these things. So another thing I want to comment is that saying bad words, it's not going to be the right function of any society. So that's why when we start to get the love in our minds, when we start to get realized that what really moves the world is the love, is to understand this really good of perspective that the people should have in their societies. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Alejandro Garcia Maynez. You can visit my website and have a nice day.